Good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome to the Gateway Motorsports Park for tonight's ASCORS SegPay Truck Series presented by Garrett Smithley Racing. Joining me, Andy Kessler, topside in the LSRTV booth here tonight. We have the great Gabriel Wood, and of course, the lovely and talented Cisco Scaramuza down in the production trailer trackside, getting that picture to you. Welcome, Gabriel, to the Gateway Motorsports Park. Kind of a unique, interesting track that we're going to see here. Well, it's not too often. This is actually the first broadcast I've ever done at this racetrack. It's kind of a unique racetrack at that as well. The shape, the way these guys have to drive it, the action that we're going to see with these trucks here at both ends of the speedway is quite an interesting racetrack. It's unique in its own way, kind of some similarities to other racetracks in these corners, and it's also a place where a lot of these drivers are going to end up trying to downshift into third gear to try to get that bite to come off the corner, get that speed to carry them down these pretty long straightaways for a short track at this 1.25 mile speedway. It's an interesting place. It's a pretty cool one, and it's race number 9 on the schedule here for the ASCORS SegPay Truck Series as we wind down this first portion of the season here in the first 12 races.
Well, gee, Andy, thank you for the intro. But yeah, this is a very unique racetrack, especially for me. You said it's your first broadcast. This is my first race here. This is the first time I've ever seen Gateway in the iRacing service. So it's going to be a first for me tonight. I'm looking forward to it. And as you said, these guys are going to be shifting, trying to get as much horsepower and as much torque off the end of the corners as they can, because they're slowing down a lot in these corners, Andy. We talked to our resident LSRTV crew member, Paul Fugan, in the race tonight. He said it's almost like a Darlington without the banking. So can you imagine, just trying to slow it down for these corners, especially turn number 1, because it's pretty sharp there, Andy. It's going to get crazy down there going into turn 1 off the start.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Turns 1 and 2, you're going to see these guys actually really slow down quite early. It's going to kind of almost remind you of it's just really, really sharp turn. No banking at all, like you had mentioned, at either end of the speedway. So I have raced some laps here, and 3 and 4 kind of remind me of a New Hampshire, just a long sweeping corner, very flat. It takes a little while. You got to be very patient getting back to that throttle. That's why you'll see a lot of these guys drop it down into third gear to try to get that extra bite coming off the corner. In doing so, though, it also tends to make the truck a little bit loose as well. So these guys are definitely in for it here tonight. Lights are on, though. Lots of grip in this speedway as well, so that should help with the handling as well for these drivers. Just a unique place that we got going on here tonight. And we're getting set to get that underway here for 105 laps, which about 130 miles for tonight's race. With that said, let's send it down trackside now for tonight's national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
We welcome you back topside here at the Gateway Motorsports Park, and we want to thank Jaden Berkey for tonight's rendition of the national anthem. As always, tonight we get set to get underway for race number 10 9 of the ASCORS SegPay Truck Series. Getting ahead of myself here a little further into the schedule. We're here at Gateway Motorsports Park, kind of an interesting racetrack. It's something we don't typically see a lot. It might even be the first time LSRTV has broadcasted a race here as well. I would just have to dig deep into those archives. Although this track has been around for a long time, it's fairly new to the server within the last year. This racetrack came out for our pleasure, I guess, on the sim for us drivers to, and the fans alike to enjoy some racing at this racetrack. So I put down some laps here. I won't tell you what my lap times were because they're awfully a lot slower than what these guys were able to put down here tonight. But it's nonetheless, it's a great thing anyway here. It's that time, though. Clock has struck 0 for qualifying. Everyone has done their practice, and it's time to get on to some racing here tonight. It's time to look at the LSRTV starting lineup, and on the pole, a driver we've only seen, I think, one other time here in the Truck Series so far this season, the 55, Brian Schoenberg, who leads the way tonight with a 33.425. Good enough for the pole for Justin Fuller in that 51 on the outside in second position. Second row, Adam Benefield is going to start third. Timmy Hill in that 4 will roll off at the 4th spot. And David Krikorian in the 66, a great run last week until the end there at Iowa. He will end up finishing he'll start in the 5th spot.
Starting 6th, the president and figurehead of Clamp Nation, Logan Clampton in the 44, rolling off just outside the top 5. Bentley Glazer in the 36, roll off in 7th. Adam Gilliland in that number 8 is going to roll off in 8th. 9th is going to be Tyler Dalton in that 19, and Brandon Crichton is going to be rolling off in 10th.
Richard Beasley in the 10 truck will start 11th. 12th goes to E.J. O'Rourke. Dory Woods will start 13th. Tommy Ryan in the 99 will start 14th. And 15th is Chad Coleman.
23 of J.D. Laird will start in 16th. Mitchell Hunt in that 71 will roll off in 17th. 18th is going to go to Davey Scoville. Cody Welker in that number 9 machine is going to roll off in 19th. And 20th is going to go to Alan Elwood in that number 5.
21st to Jake Simmons. Kenny Baum Jr. in the 85 will start 22nd. 23rd to Tyler Tucker. Stephen O'Rourke in 24th. And 25th will be the 02 with Dwight Beverly.
72 of Lewis Calderon is your last driver to take qualifying time. We're going to quickly roll through your provisional starters. 34 of Matt Busa, 16 of Alan Cryer, Paul Nicholas Cooper in 30th, Justin Weaver in 31st, Tyler King, Rich Jetty, Paul Fugate, and John Wilco round out your 34-car field.
34 trucks, a pretty good field for tonight's race, which we're all excited about, and we're getting set to get it underway. Pace car now to the safety of pit road, and that 55 of Brian Schoenberg will lead us to the green flag. Green flag will wave right now, and we're off, and we're racing here at Gateway. The good thing about tonight's race, you don't want to be on the top. You're going to be a fight for the bottom here in these opening first few laps here as we dive into turn number 1 for the first time. You see that 55 trying to take advantage. But look at the 51 of Justin Fuller, power to the outside on the opening lap.
Halfway down the back straightaway, lap number 1, we've got a new leader. Let's see if he can hold on to it as we roll on through the first lap. Got some exchange for position. Look like Timmy Hill's using that outside lane. He's going to let 8 of Adam Gilliland go, and he's almost going to get caught by a couple of cars behind him, but lap number 1 is going to go to that 51 of Justin Fuller.
A great job for him on the restart there. Just looked like the 55 of Schoenberg got a little tight through the center and off of turns number 1 and 2. As you can see, these trucks really, I want to say, struggle through 1 and 2, man. It's so hard. You got to really get off that throttle, get on the brakes so hard, getting in that corner. The real key to this is letting it roll through that center and getting that bite off, and that's why you'll see.
We're 3 wide, Andy. 3 wide, J.D. Laird. Oh, wow, going into turn number 3, they sorted out. Looks like that was E.J. O'Rourke back there, the 41, and Bentley Glazer, maybe? Those guys were fighting hard there. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I just couldn't avoid saying something about that. That was amazing. It was a good pass with that 36 of Bentley Glazer.
Yeah, that was a great battle right there. Why not miss that? 3 wide typically will not work at this racetrack. They were able to settle it out that last time, but the battle still rages on now. Oh, contact now, the 19 of Dalton. Trying to hang on to it. He's going to spin there. Turn number 3. It looks like maybe a little bit of help there from the 99. little bit of slight contact into turn number 1, and we get our first caution, or turn 3, and we get our first caution of the night.
Got a couple of cars up next to the wall. Looks like the 20 of Chad Coleman, and one car spun across the racetrack. Looking to see who that was. I believe that looks like the 21 of Paul Cooper, so he got spun a little bit as they come off of turn number 3 and into 4. So we're going to see what happened here, Andy. Just a little bit of first couple of lap chaos, I think.
Yeah, it looks that way. It looks like one truck already behind the wall here early on, the 85 of Kenny Baum Jr. Trouble for him as well, so we'll see if he'll be able to get that back out on the racetrack. But for now, he has pulled it behind the wall. So already here in the opening laps here, 3 laps of this race, and we already have our first caution of the night. And it's one of those corners, like I said, in New Hampshire, everybody's going to have a different braking point getting into these. Everybody's going to roll a little bit different through the corner. Even though they're running the same exact setups at this racetrack with the fixed setup, it's still, everybody's got a different style, Gabe, and it shows at places like this, at short tracks, when you see these guys getting into the corner, and you can see how much harder other guys break getting in, and how much other guys really let off early and kind of let it roll. So everybody's got a different style, and it definitely shows up when you come to the short tracks.
Oh yeah, you'll see some guys, for example, I haven't been able to see what he does, but maybe if you want to, Justin Fuller just charges it into the corner and, kind of just lays on the inside lane. But maybe, the 55 of Brian Schoenberg kind of uses that outside lane, arcs it down, makes a little bit better of an arc into the corner. It's just varying styles plus the braking points, like you said. And I believe what I'm hearing, I wasn't here, but I believe the 51's coming off a win.
He came off a win at Talladega here Sunday night in the ASCORS Pro Geek Cup Series, and that was a pretty good win for him. Something that was a long time coming. And speaking of a long time coming, how about the results from last week at Iowa? What a great race we had there. Only a couple of cautions in that race. We had some great 3-wide action pretty much all throughout that race. Take a look at the point standings so far here. After 8 races, Bentley Glazer continues to lead the point standings. 9 points is the separation now. It was 3 last week. He got a 9-point lead now over that 23 of J.D. Laird. Tommy Ryan sits third. Fourth to Adam Gilliland as he continues his climb through the standings with the big win last week. That's 3 now on the season for that. I'm getting it all wrong here. Adam Gilliland getting his 2 wins and still continuing to climb up through the points with his charge. Timmy Hill as well got a second-place finish last week as Mitchell Hunt was able to pick up his second win of the season last week and hold on to it over Timmy Hill just on the last lap. What a great finish that was last week. And E.J. O'Rourke coming off of his best series finish so far with a 4th-place finish last week. It was a pretty cool thing to see as well. He was pretty stoked about that one. We had to give him an interview. So hats off to that 41. Was a great run last week. And then, of course, this week, qualified 12th. He's already up to the 9th spot. So the 41 looking pretty good here at the short tracks.
So we come here, should get the one to go this time. Andy, looks like the 51 of Justin Fuller taking the outside lane. So, I know you said that these guys wouldn't take the outside, but I was thinking the same thing with the way this inside lane has been going. So 51 taking that outside lane here with 1 lap to go to the green. So he's going to use he took it to his advantage. He can really charge it in there on the first lap after the green flag. So let's see if he can do the same here. You were talking about Kenny Baum Jr. in the 85 ended up being off the racetrack. It looks like the 44 Logan Clampett, he joined the session. He was about 6th in practice, qualified 6th, and then didn't take the green flag.
Yeah, kind of an interesting way to start this one here as Chad Coleman sits 1 lap down as well. So 31 trucks still left here on the lead lap. Our first caution of the night came on lap number 3, and we get set to get back under the green flag condition here. Set you up, though, that leader, Justin Fuller, like you said, taking the outside lane. Being the control car that gives him the advantage here, at least on this restart. What he did there on that initial start of the race was just an absolutely tremendous piece of driving right there for Justin Fuller. Of course, Justin, one of the best there is. We see him all the time at the short track racing, so not surprised to see him up front right now. Pace car back to pit road. Justin Filler looking to take him back to the green flag as the green flag waves, and a great restart on the inside for Schoenberg. We'll see if he's got any form this time here as they dive down into turn number 1 side by side.
Uniform start. Everybody's still running 2 by 2. Looks like the 4 Timmy Hill losing the position to that 2 truck on the outside. Brandon Crichton in that 2 machine, the GoPro entry. Looks like he's going to take that outside lane all the way, trying to get to 4th, but that 51 of Justin Fuller maintaining that lead here, Andy, off the restart. 55 had nothing to do with it on the bottom side of the racetrack. So we're seeing one of the very few racetracks where starting on the outside is really an advantage, or maybe that just could be how strong that 51 is.
It could be. Definitely a great short track racer, like I had mentioned here, as they all dive it back down into turn number 1. Single file for the first 5 or 6 guys. A little slip up from the 4. Timmy Hill looks like he'll be able to keep that position, though, over J.D. Laird. Looks like the 23 got a little tight coming off of turn number 2 there. It's going to stack the field up behind him as they continue to go side by side right now. That's Tommy Ryan now to the inside. Oh, and the 10 of Richard Beasley. Almost getting loose, getting into the corner right there. 3 wide action again. They're going to settle it down, though. 2 wide now off of turn number 4. And that number 10 and the 36 of Bentley Glazer, our points leader, still battling out side by side.
So what's going to happen here? Oh, the 36 gets a little bit squirrely there on the inside. There goes the 41. Can he hang on to it? He saves it once. Can he save it again? 3 times? No, not going to happen. He's going to end up spinning down the racetrack, and no caution yet. And now we have the caution here. Looks like the 19 also involved in that, so the driver from our first caution gets involved, and then a car just self-spun. Looks like the 12. Looks like the 12 was actually the reason for the caution. Looks like Tyler King just maybe self-spun it coming off the wall. That's pretty odd there, and looks like he got nailed by, looks like the 21 coming off the corner.
Yeah, it looked like the car in front of him, the 45 of Paul Fugate, was checking up for those guys spinning, it looked like, and it looked like the 12 of Tyler King had to make some evasive action, kind of spun it right there off of turn number 2. So that'll put us out in our second caution of the night here early on, working lap number 11 here is like the 55 of Schoenberg, while all that was going on, took over the race lead. Pit road's open, and kind of an interesting pit road entry here on the apron. You have to go an access road, if you will. Just like similar to some of the places like Homestead that we go to here. And it looks like the 55 of Brian Schoenberg, the one and only driver, at least up in the front, looks like all the way back to Bentley Glazer, who was 11th, will come down pit road to get tires and fuel. And, obviously fuel not the issue this early in the race. Tires do wear out pretty quick when you come to a track like this. It is an older surface as well, so the tires will wear a little bit quicker. So tire strategy going to be one of those things these guys are going to have to watch as well over the course of the night, but all the same, track position is that much important as well, and a lot of these guys deciding to stay out here early. They don't want to go back in that mess there, but the 55 of Brian Schoenberg, he'll be the first one now to attempt fate, I guess, if you will, to go to the back of the field and try to work his way up through everybody else here as they get set to run once again. So caution number 2 on tonight. I've had a couple spins here early on, but they've been at one side of the speedway here tonight. We've had some close calls as well up in turns 3 and 4, but these guys obviously having some fun. Kind of like I said, a unique racetrack, one that you don't see too many times on a schedule from a lot of these leagues. So definitely a place that takes a little while for these guys to get used to, and hence that's why we got a couple cautions here early on right now. Justin Fuller continues to be your race leader now under the caution. Adam Gilliland up to that second spot from 8th. A great start for him in that 8 truck. Still trying to make that charge. We mentioned in the point standings, missing one race less than everybody else, along with that 4 of Timmy Hill, who's missed 2 races for everybody else. But both of those guys solidly inside the top 10. And the way they've been running over the past few weeks, I would definitely put those guys in the opportunity here with this race and 2 more remaining here on this, or 3 more remaining here on the schedule. These guys got an opportunity to still get up there and be a fighting challenge here when we go to crown our first segment's champion here in just a few weeks' time at Pocono.
Yeah, I mean, and we've seen here, there's been multiple drivers challenged for top 10 positions throughout the year, Andy. So, it's not a guaranteed, I'm fast last week, I'm going to run fast this week. We've seen guys end up getting the win one week and then can't even stay in the top 10, top 15 the next. So if these guys end up having a bad week and one ends up getting to victory lane, it's going to be a huge gain in the points, even if they did miss a race. But you were talking about last lap under caution, how unique of a racetrack this is, not only with the shape of it, but how many times it appears on schedules. It's actually kind of unfortunate, Andy, because a lot of these leagues, excluding ASCORS, they kind of base their schedules off the real-life NASCAR schedules. And it was kind of unfortunate. We talked about this before the broadcast. It kind of got introduced to iRacing right before it got off of the Truck Series schedule. So it kind of got the raw end of the deal for that. So we don't really see it that much. But when we do, it's great racing because these guys, they don't ever race it really, except for the official series. And that only pops up, once or twice maybe in a year. So these guys can get it done fast. But they have to learn it quickly because they got about maybe an hour of practice to learn a track.
Yeah, tonight, actually, the practice was only 30 minutes, so that doesn't give you a lot of time. So the practice is up to you whether you want to put that time in during the course of the week. And, of course, that will show for most of these drivers, as you'll see probably a lot of the faster drivers on the sim and over the course of the career, they kind of catch on to the tracks a little bit quicker than that here. The field doubled up, though, getting set to get back under the green flag conditions. Will complete 14 laps when they take the green flag. And 51 deciding after a couple starts on the outside, deciding that he's going to want to go to the inside this time around. He's going to put that 8 machine of Adam Gilliland to the high side for this restart. Adam Benefield will start on the inside of row number 2 with Brandon Cretin, who we haven't talked much about at all this season here in that 2 truck, on the outside in 4th. Pace car, though, to the safety of pit road, the 51, Justin Fuller, looking for that green flag as it waves now across the speedway and get back under racing here. Pretty good start by that 51. He'll take the advantage into turn number 1 and going to leave a side-by-side battle, at least for that 3rd spot, maybe for 2nd here off of turn number 2. Adam Gilliland in that 8. Great run right there. Good run. I'm all the way on the back bumper now in Fuller.
Adam Benefield to the back side, or to the bottom side of the 2. But yeah, Andy, pretty much pushing him down the straightaway. I thought we left Talladega last week because he was just laying on the back bumper.
Trouble,
the 51.
The 3 truck. Into the 19, into the 55 as well of Schulenberg. It looks like we got our 3rd caution of the night here in turns 3 and 4.
And that's what happens. You run the risk of getting caught up in a wreck if you end up being the only person on pit road, Andy. And that's what we see happen. I mean, just looks like the 3 just loses it coming into turn number 3. He ends up collecting the 52, and the 55 was just in the middle of it. It looks like the 66 of Krikorian was also. Don't even think he hit anything, so good job on Krikorian in that 66 machine, but that's pretty much taken one of our contenders out of this race.
Yeah, and it looks like, where these guys are having problems is right in the center, and right in the center is about where when they get into the corner and they drop down, we mentioned these guys will be shifting at this racetrack, which is probably causing a lot of more than not causing the problems that these guys are having. I talked about at the beginning of the race here, or in the pre-race, that with the shifting, yes, it gives you torque coming off the corner. It gives you a little bit more forward bite, but at the same time, it can make that truck awfully loose. And it looks like right there, that 3, right in the center of the corner, about right when he's going to pick up the gas again in that 3rd gear after they drop down the gear. It looks like that's about where that truck got loose there, and he got loose all by himself there. And that ended up catching a couple other drivers as well. So our 3rd caution here on the night, we're working lap number 17. We're going to take this time now as nobody decided to come down pit road as well this time either. We'll step aside. You're watching the ASCORS Pro SegPay Truck Series right here on LSRTV, the voice of sim racing.
Ready, aim, fire.
Welcome you back here to the Gateway Motorsports Park for the ASCORS SegPay Truck Series presented by Garrett Smithley Racing. As we get set to get back under the green flag for the third time here tonight as we get set, these drivers, some of them having some issues getting through these corners. A lot to do with the shifting, and we'll have Gabe explain that here momentarily as the field doubles up, gets ready to get back under racing, and Justin Fuller once again leading the way, and he'll look to get that green flag to get us back. Adam Gilliland once again will start on that outside lane as the 51 chooses the inside lane now for the second time in a row as the pace car now heads to pit road, and we get set to get back under the green flag. 51, Justin Fuller, he's looking for it. They wave it finally, and we're back under racing here. It takes a little while on this racetrack, so you start coming out a little bit quicker there, but these guys getting it back done now into turn number one, and pretty good battle for that second spot. Look at a shot to the back bumper, the 8. That's the number 2 of Brandon Cretin. Gave a great shot there to Adam Gilliland. The top 3 now single file, and Timmy Hill, he's looking for that 4th spot here, but he's got someone right to his inside. That's Adam Benefield giving him some trouble.
Now he's working. Timmy Hill, he fell back there the past couple of laps off a restart the past couple of times. But now he's trying to work his way back up. I think he's kind of figured the way this race is going to go, that saving tires is not going to be the way to go. If these guys pit, they're all going to be pitting at the same time, and it's really just going to happen quickly. So saving tires not really worth it, so he's going to be going all out for the rest of the race. Closing in on 1/4 distance, and we've had some pretty good racing, but cautions one of the trends here, Andy. These guys, they're a lot of good racers. It's just this racetrack is biting them.
Yeah, like we said, it's just one of the unique tracks we don't see that often, and that's why it's given some of these guys some trouble here. Single file throughout the top 12, 10, 11 spots here as we got a battle, though, off of turn number 2 here. At 10 of Richard Beasley. He's got that 5 Alan Elwood, who was looking to the inside as we go 3 wide just behind him just for a moment. Looks like one of the drivers having some connection issues. They settle it down now, and they'll just run it side by side. That's Bentley Glazer and the number 9 of Cody Welker here off of turn number 2. That's the first side-by-side battle we got, but we got battles all over the racetrack as well. It's starting to heat up a little bit. We talked about the 5 of Alan Elwood. He's right there on that back bumper of that 10 of Richard Beasley, looking for a position here. The 34 just in front of him, Matt Busa, pushing up the racetrack just a bit, turns 1 and 2, and that'll close the gap behind him.
He's got that 10 right behind him, and the 99, and Tommy Ryan right in front of him, so it's about a 5-car train there. And, stuck in between, looks like that front pack ending with J.D. Laird, and the rest of the field there looks like with the 38 of Justin Weaver, but Weaver's, looks like the 38 also getting on the wall. J.D. Laird almost got into the wall there. It looks like he's going to the inside now of that 2 machine of Brandon Cretin. Looks like, Brandon, he's been overtaken by the 4, Timmy Hill, of course. Timmy was going after his back bumper there the first couple laps ago, so now he's getting it done. Now he's also losing a position to that 23.
Yeah, he's fallen back quite a bit here. Was up inside that top 5 and now dropping out a couple spots here, and that'll move that 10 now back to, or the 2, I should say, back to that 6th spot this time back. Lots of racing going on behind him, all behind Matt Busa as we see him. I'm not sure if he's holding everybody up or everybody else is just that much faster at the current time right now. Tommy Ryan, he's right there looking for that spot. They battle side by side just behind him. Mitchell Hunt, last week's winner, 2-time winner in this series so far this season. He's now to the inside of Richard Beasley looking for that spot.
Yeah, Mitchell, that 71, he was actually involved in our first caution. He ended up, the 10 runs wide to avoid getting into the 71, but he kind of went in the grass to avoid the spinning race car, so I would have thought he got a little bit of damage there, but it looks pretty clean on that 71 machine. So Andy, he's just about one of the only cars we've seen in this race get in a wreck and come out, at least all right on the other side of it. So he's working his way up inside the top 10. He's going to go after that 99 machine in 8th. I think he's going to get it here in the next couple laps. He's kind of darting around trying to find the line, see what happens here going into turn number 3. He's going to pull to the inside, see if he goes for it. He's going to dive it in there into turn number 3. Let's see if he can get it done. That 99 gives him plenty of room on the outside. It looks like if he gets that job done, he's going to bring that 5 of Elwood with him.
Yeah, it looks that way. Open that bottom line wide open now, so Here comes Elwood looking for a position as well over to 99. Just in front of him, the 2 of Brandon Cretan. This is another spot now, this time to that 34 of Matt Busa. It looks like the tires starting to really pay the price now on that 2 truck. In that opening stint there, really driving it real hard to keep himself up inside that top 5, and it's really starting to take effect to his truck right now as they run top guys right now off of turn number 4 to 51, Justin Fuller. Got a mirror full of that 8 truck, Adam Gilliland. Adam Gilliland hasn't let him get away since the drop of this green flag on this run here, and that's been putting up a pretty good battle here. Caution out on the speedway, though, and take a look back. It looks like the 9 of Cody Welker involved in that one there as he had some trouble, looks like, through 3 and 4. So take a peek at that and see if we can not get the replay. As the replay does go up on your screen right now, and looks like just flat out lost it off of turn number 4. A little too much gas right there, and just spun it right off of there. Looks like everybody behind him able to survive and get around. So good job by him as well. Didn't look like he hit the wall.
You know what, Andy? That 9, Cody Welker, even though he wrecked, he did a really good job because that car was heading straight toward that inside wall. He ends up sacrificing it and just throws it back to the right and ends up keeping it off the inside wall, so he lives to race another day. That's a great heads-up move from that 9 machine.
That definitely is. Pit road should be open this time, and it's been 29 laps since we dropped the green flag for this race, and I expect to see a lot more of the leaders head down pit road this time, and it looks like that 51, Justin Fuller, going to do just that. And you're probably going to see a lot of monkey see, monkey do here as they all head down that access road in turn number 3, and probably a good timing for that number 2 truck. We mentioned he was falling back through the field there after being in the top 5 on that restart here, so a good chance for him to get some tires and fuel. Very slow through that apron, through that access road, but everybody making it down to the pit road and get the service done for the first time here tonight at Gateway.
Yeah, as they come to their pit stalls, Andy, we're not going to see anybody faking the pit road because they made it very clear a couple laps ago, the admins did, if you hit that access road, you have to pit. There's no coming up on that concrete there because the commitment cone is on the pit road entry. So, you know, if you wanted to miss something, you could go back on the racetrack, but the admins say if you hit that access road, you have to come down to pit road. So everybody going to have to mind that rule. 2 tires on the cars now. Looks like everybody's going to jack up that left side as well. See who's going to win the battle off of pit road. Oh, wow. Looks like it's going to be the 8 of Adam Gilliland winning off the pit road, and the 83 Benefield is going to follow him. That 51 is going to move to 3rd.
Yeah, slow stop it looked like for the 51 that time, and they'll have work to do now to get around the front 2 there. As that 8 Adam Gilliland continues his charge to the top of the standings here earlier. I say early, but it's we're only talking the first portion of this 2016 schedule here, the first 12 races to crown a champion, and we'll do the same in the second segment as well to crown an overall champion by the time this season ends, some 30 races or so from now. But for now, the time being, that 8 truck, he's been very fast the past few weeks, missed that initial race at Daytona early this season, but since then just been one of those guys to keep an eye on, with a couple of wins as well for himself, and obviously top 5s each and every week has just put him in contention here now. But we talk about the trouble these guys have been having, Gabe, and a lot of it has to do, I feel anyway, of course I'm not in the truck, but I feel that the shifting is definitely playing a part with a lot of these guys. We see them getting loose right about the center off of the corner there, and that's when they're down in that 3rd gear looking for all that extra grip.
Yes, time for the first edition of LSRTV Racecraft 101. It's try not to get too technical here, but basically, as these guys go into turn number 1 or turn number 3, they're going to want to shift down to 3rd because they want to get that extra horsepower, that extra oomph coming off the corner, because they have to brake so hard. You know, that 4th gear is going to be kind of sluggish, so the guys who keep it in 4th are going to be a little bit behind. Well, see Adam Gilliland going into turn number 3 now. Say right about here, he'd shift into 3rd. Now, he can't just put it there. He's going to have to blip his throttle and shove it in. Well, if blipping is just hitting that throttle just a little bit to rev match and get those revs, because if he doesn't, it's going to lunge. Well, if you get it wrong, too little or too much, it's going to jump those rear wheels out from under you, and we're going to see what we've been seeing all night, guys just kind of spinning it. Hopefully that wasn't too technical, Andy, but you know that's what these guys have to do. It's a very technical racetrack, really, for an oval.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We talk about that when we come to a lot of these short tracks, even Martinsville, very technical, very rhythm-like, and this place as well. The problem for these guys, you got to get into a rhythm, and you got to do it two different ways at each end of the speedway because of the unique differences in the corners as well. So a lot of differences at this racetrack, a lot of different things these guys won't see typically, especially like we saw last week at Iowa where you didn't have to downshift at all, and that was a short track, a lot shorter than this racetrack as well, too. So just the speed these guys carry down the straightaways and then have to get in hard onto the brakes into the corners, that's what makes them or allows them to downshift and get that extra speed. But that's where you see the fast guys be fast, is with the shifting. If you don't shift, like you said, they'll be a little bit slower and they'll be off the pace quite a bit, and you'll see them outside the top 15 for those guys. But it's being safe as well, so we'll see what happens as the course of this night and as the course of this race goes on. We're well past that first quarter distance of this race. 105 laps scheduled for this one here, as we'll complete lap 32 as the green flag will get set to wave. Pace car back to pit road. We'll get set for our 4th restart of the night here. Adam Gillen, your leader, on the outside lane here as the green flag drops. Kind of a little bit of hesitation, maybe a little bit there, and Adam Benefield's going to take advantage now going into turn number 1, and we might just get that 8 truck clear here, and he does. So we got a new race leader as Matt Busa has some trouble through 1 and 2. He's trying to hang on to it, trying to keep it straight.
He's
going to lose a bunch of positions there.
He's going to lose some positions, but at least he's got a clean race truck because he saved it. But, Andy, we got a battle for the lead here. Oh, wow. 83 dives it in. He's going to force that 8, make a mistake. So there's that 83 of Adam Benefield to the lead here on lap number 34.
Takes the lead now. The battle for second rages on. Here's the 4, Timmy Hill. He gets that pass done before the start-finish line as well. So that 8, just a slip-up, driving it a little too hard, pushes up the racetrack at 3 and 4 that last time, and it takes away his battle for the lead, and it takes away that second spot as well. Justin Fuller, we mentioned, came out off the pit road, 3 positions down from that top spot, and now got to work his way through a little bit of traffic here. Still in the top 5, so it's still a good running order for him. How about Tyler Dalton as well? Great pit stop for him, able to make up a few spots. He was right around that 10th, outside the 10th spot there during the green flag racing. So he right now currently right up there in the 5th spot, as he has a battle, though, for that position. It's J.D. Laird now to the inside off 2.
Battle for that top 5 position down the back straightaway here. 23's got the, I guess you could say, preferred line here, but it's been pretty equal between how you drive this racetrack. Let's see what's going to happen here. He's going to dive it in there, use that bottom side of the racetrack. Almost thought he was going to slide up into the 19, but does a good job keeping it on the bottom. It's going to be a complete pass for that 5th position for the 23 of J.D. Laird. And it's at the 19, also going to lose a position to the 71 of Mitchell Hunt. So Mitchell working his way back up front. He started 17th. Now he's up to that 6th position, so good job on him. And also the 23 of Laird, because he started right in front of him in 16th. So a bunch of these guys using the cautions, and they're good race cars to get up front.
Yeah, they are. How about Mitchell Hunt? 2 wins on the season, looking for back-to-back wins. That'd be their first time. We've seen that in the SegPay Truck Series here this season. So that'll be pretty cool to see if he can get himself up there and maybe battle and contend for this win here tonight. He looks for that position that J.D. Laird has in that 5th position. Now is the battle for 5th rages on, and look at that 71 diver way down in there. He's going to take that position. The 23, though, looking for a crossover move, not going to happen off of turn number 2. And look up front there, Timmy Hill has actually caught up to the back bumper, that 83 of Adam Benefield. So the 4 looking for a solid run here tonight. Started 4th, fell back like we had mentioned early on, but after this pit stop came out, it looked like restarted in that 3rd position, and now he's going to be battling for the lead here momentarily.
See what's going to happen here. That 4 truck, he's very strong. We've seen him been able to work his way through some traffic. That 83's just kind of been holding station wherever he's been, whether it be 3rd, 2nd, or that lead, but he got the lead off the restart, so he's been able to get some good runs here. Let's see what's going to happen. That 4 truck of Timmy Hill's been closing in the past couple laps, Andy. Now we seem to stall out just a little bit. Now he's running that exact same line as the 83, so let's see what's going to happen here in the next couple laps. Also back there, the 8 of Adam Gilliland. He's fallen back to the 51 of Justin Fuller. Fuller's trying to get back to that lead. Lost a lot of time there off that restart, or off the pit stops there. Fell back to 3rd. Now he's back to 4th, Andy. So that's all, that's what pit stops can do for you.
They're absolutely right. A little bit slow. lost him the track position that I had with the clean air, and now he's got to battle through all these guys and take his time. You got to be patient getting your way through the traffic here. We've been green flag for about 5 or 6 laps now here on this, or I should say about 7 laps now as they exit turn number 4. Across the start-finish line, we'll complete 39. We'll work lap number 40. That'll give us about 66 laps left to go here tonight at Gateway. Battle for the lead, though, it's really heating up now as that 4 of Timmy Hill is caught to the back bumper, but caution will ruin that charge right now as it looks like the 45 of Paul Fugate, the cause of that caution that time. Trouble off of turn number 4, and finds himself with the virtual tow now to pit road. So we'll see if we can get the replay up as it goes up in the screen now. 45 of Paul Fugate having some trouble. Looks like the 12 also spun as well. But again, once again, Gabe, it looks like a self-spin off turn number 4.
Yeah, a little bit later and a little bit of a lazier spin than we've seen these guys do, you know, like the 9 truck did. He kind of spun out of turn 4. Paul Fugate kind of spins it just off the straightaway. Oh, what a hard hit. I'm just looking at it now. That 3 ends up collecting him as he came back up the racetrack. O'Rourke's done. Oh, God, that's a bad wreck. Looks like, was it? Yeah, it's both the O'Rourke's caught up in that. So the 41 and the 3 both get caught up in that wreck. That's unfortunate for those guys.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Tried to keep it down to the bottom, but just kind of came up just a little bit, made contact with the 3 of Stephen O'Rourke, and then the 41 of E.J. O'Rourke just had nowhere to go there, and he gets caught up in it as well. The 12 kind of came in late there, spun himself, probably just to avoid and not to make contact with that 45. Looks like he'll be able to continue on. Doesn't look like he, Tyler King that is in the 12, doesn't look like he hit anything, so the 12 should be okay to continue on. Probably just have to come down pit road this time to get some fresh tires after you flat spotted them there. Pit road open once again here, and we talk about some guys mixing it up here at the front. Leaders back on pit road. One driver, though, deciding to stay out, that 4, Timmy Hill, and why not? That truck looked awfully fast there on those laps right before the caution.
Yeah, let's see what he's going to do there on those old tires. Yeah, Timmy's a good driver. We've seen a lot of these guys. Oh, wow, Tommy Ryan taking 2 tires, so that 99 is going to pull out in front of these guys. See what he's going to make up here. But Timmy Hill, yeah, we've seen him play this tire strategy and, kind of be on the wrong end of it. And we've seen him be on the right end of it. It's just a guessing game with these trucks. They're so different. It's hard to judge whether something's going to turn out for him or not. But it does help having one of the faster race cars on track.
Oh, it definitely does. It looks like 3 other drivers deciding to stay out. Or, excuse me, 2 other drivers looks like stayed out there. Nope, it is 3. Bentley Glazer, Cody Welker, and it looks like the 72 of Luis Calderon deciding to stay out as well. So this will help the 4 truck to keep some distance between himself and the rest of the guys. Looks like the 20 might have stayed out as well, Chad Coleman. So it looks like a few guys stayed out. This will give a little bit of a cushion, I would say, to that 4 of Timmy Hill. So what he needs is a good 15, 20-lap run here under the green flag conditions. Let these guys behind him that have the fresh tires wear them out some more. They'll probably come back down pit road and equal things out just a bit. So we should see some great racing here when we get the restart with all these guys staying out. And Tommy Ryan, of course, looks like Luis Calderon, though, a lap down. Possibly, yes, he's a lap down, so he'll drop back towards the back. But the 99 of Tommy Ryan deciding to take 2 tires, so a little bit of strategy his own right there. It's going to be interesting with that, with the downshifting 2 tires. Typically, 2 tires makes you a little bit looser, and then add in the factor of the downshifting, and might be see some interesting stuff here on this restart. We're going to take a second, though, while these guys still continue to run under caution, and we'll take a break of our own here. You're watching the ASCORS SegPay Truck Series right here on LSRTV, the voice of sim racing. Welcome you back here to the Gateway Motorsports Park, St. Louis, Missouri. You got the great picture of the arches in their logo for Gateway Motorsports Park as the pace car heads to pit road. Timmy Hill, your race leader, will choose the outside lane. We saw this a little bit earlier on here, so we get set, and the green flag finally waves again, and get back under racing here. Some interesting things might be happening on this restart. A lot of guys staying out, three guys staying out on the racetrack under that caution. One guy taking 2 tires. That's the 99 of Tommy Ryan. Looking for the battle for second right now with those 2 tires. They make their way off of turn number 2, and some great racing we got going on inside the top 10.
Great racing. We're going to be 2 wide for that 3rd position. Bentley Glazer trying to get it from Adam Gilliland. Ooh, 8 kind of dive bombs the 99 of Ryan on those 2 tires. Let's see what he's going to do. He's going to have a strong car here for that 4 of Timmy Hill. See, we're going to be side by side. Bentley Glazer and looks like JD Laird fighting for that 4th position. It's going to sort out there, but they're going to have to stack up the whole field. It's going to be 3 wide, the 9, the 51, and the 5. All 3 wide coming out of turn number 2. Everybody's going to make it. Now they're going to put that sandwich back to the 71 and look like the 2 back there of Brandon Cretin. So everybody kind of sorts out. Well, when I say sorts out, it's all 2 wide again.
Yeah, it is. The 9, of course, staying out with the old tires there, falling back quite a bit here on the opening stint. One guy not falling back, that's the 8, Adam Gilliland, with those 4 fresh tires. He's able to get around that cushion that Timmy Hill had, and now those 2 will battle it out for the race lead here. You can see on the entry of the corner there how quickly that 8 truck could close the gap, that right there is the product of the fresh tires. Look at him off of turn 2 with that great run, and he's going to look for that lead now side by side for that top spot as they head back to turn 3.
See what's going to happen here. Andy, I'm looking back here throughout the pack as looks like Adam Gilliland going for that lead. The 51 and the 2, they just adored each other coming off of turn number 2. And looks like some words being exchanged from them maybe, or some apologies. I can't really tell, but looks like Adam Gilliland getting that lead by over a 10th over Timmy Hill, and that's allowing the 99 of Tommy Ryan to catch up to that 4 machine. It's also going to bring the 23 of JD Laird with him. 4's going to push up just a little bit coming off the corner. Looks like he's losing a little bit of time to the 8 of Adam Gilliland, but it's going to be a good battle for the top 5 positions as we approach halfway.
Yeah, you're absolutely right here. As we do approach that halfway point, it's coming on us pretty quickly here. It's Timmy Hill stayed out this last time around here on the caution flag, and it's starting to show just a bit. That 8 pulling away now. Battle for that 3rd spot, though. That's that's the 99 of Tommy Ryan to the outside. JD Laird puts the nose to the inside. He has that preferred line. We'll see if he can get it done here. They're going to drag race it down the back straightaway, but a good job on the outside lane by Tommy Ryan. He'll keep that position. That's going.
Looks like the 2 of Brandon Cretin goes around off turn number 2, Andy. Looks like he spins off the 10 of Richard Beasley.
Yeah, so trouble with him. Still can't get it up to speed here. He's in the grass. Caution has yet to fly, though. He's down on the grass there. It looks like he'll get it straight and get back out on the racetrack here. So no caution. Everybody able to get around him there, and I guess that's a good sight when we don't see that yellow flag here as we work lap number 50. A couple laps from that halfway point. You can see how much those fresh tires have helped that 8 truck. He's been able to pull out now quite a bit of distance, about a half a second now over Timmy Hill as they work their way off of turn number 4. And they get set to complete lap number 50. It'll put us with 55 left to go.
Oh, the 51 on the wall. 51 of Justin Fuller. Andy, I cut you off for about the 3rd time in 3 laps. Looks like he did well everybody else has been doing all night. Lost it out turn 4, but overcorrected and just slammed up into the wall. That was amazing. That hard hit for the 51. That's his night over with.
That definitely could have knocked the toe or anything out on that truck right there. As you see him slow up, and he's going to head down pit road. Lots of right front damage on that truck, but it looks like he'll safely make his way to pit road. So a tough break for Justin Fuller, starting in that 2nd spot and led a bunch of laps here in the opening stint of this race, but had since from the cautions and the pit stops on cautions had lost a couple spots, and now finds himself into the wall on turn number 4. The halfway point, well, it's here. We look for a pretty good battle right now going on for that 3rd spot.
Hunt's around.
Oh, we got
Mitchell
another
Hunt,
driver
71's around.
well.
He's in the infield, the same position as the 2. He's had to put it in reverse and first, back again, just trying to back it up against the wall, but he ends up keeping it going. So now I guess these drivers would stop spinning it off of turn number 2, we can get through the midway race break.
Yeah, there you go. It's that time for the iRacing midway race break. And of course, brought to you by iRacing.com, the world's premier online racing game with professionally organized racing from NASCAR, IndyCar, ISMA, and more. Right now, Adam Gilliland is your leader. Timmy Hill rides in that second spot. Adam Benefield in the 83 is third. Tommy Ryan is fourth. Fifth goes to J.D. Laird. Alan Elwood up to the sixth spot. Bentley Glazer, our points leader, runs seventh. Tyler Dalton runs in that eighth spot. Ninth goes to Matt Busa. And Jake Simmons rounds out our top 10.
16, Alan Cryer running in 11th. Rich Jetty in that 7th car running in 12th. Doy Woods, winner from Daytona, running in that 13th position. Tyler Tucker in the 77 running 14th. Justin Weaver in the 38 running 15th. Richard Beasley, just saw him a couple laps ago, spinning that one of the cars off the racetrack. The 16, or in that 16th position. 17th position of Tyler King. Mitchell Hunt gets it corrected and back on the lead, maintains the lead lap, which is amazing. He's in 18th, 21 seconds back. Paul Cooper in that 19th position. Stephen O'Rourke in that number 3 running 20th.
Last truck on the lead lap. Of course, we documented the trouble that the two of Brandon Cretin had. He is 21st currently on the lead lap. Last one on the lead lap is the 22nd spot. One lap down, that goes to Cody Welker. Luis Calderon, 23rd. 24th to John Wilco. Justin Fuller now scored 2 laps down in 25th. 26th to Davey Scoville. Chad Coleman runs 27th. 28th goes to E.J. O'Rourke. Paul Fugate, 29th. David Krikorian off the racetrack. The rest of these drivers off the racetrack here tonight. He is 30th. 31st goes to Brian Schoenberg. Dwight Beverly, 32nd. And Kenny Baum Jr., the first one to exit the race early, is 33rd place. Back up front, though, Adam Gilliland, he's pulled away over a second now off of that number now 83 car of Adam Benefield, as he was able to get around Timmy Hill during our iRacing midway race break. And of course, that has been, for more information on iRacing and the wide variety of sim racing possibilities, visit iRacing.com to sign up today. You can use the LSRTV promo code by entering PR-2 016 LSRTV when you register for a new iRacing membership. You get the late model free of charge, along with the 13 cars and 14 tracks that are included with a first-time subscription. So we're at that halfway point, Gabe. We've survived it, I would say. We've had a few cautions, though, to do it, but it seems like things have somewhat simmered down. I think the guys finally getting the hang of the racetrack, and we see a lot of stuff going on, action all over the racetrack.
Well, Andy, one thing, I think once you run enough laps, these guys, the grip kind of goes away, so you have to leave it in fourth. I'm not sure, because we didn't see a lot of guys run a lot of laps consecutive in practice, because we only had 30 minutes, but I think they're leaving it in fourth now, so that's kind of alleviating what's happening with these guys over-revving.
Yeah, it absolutely could. As the grip goes away, as the rubber gets laid into the track, it gets a little bit slicker, even though we're under the night conditions here, and we see Timmy Hill into that third spot there. Been able to hang on with the older tires, so a great job by that 4 truck to at least keep himself close to the front here. Adam Gilliland and Adam Benefield, both of those drivers able to get away, puts Timmy Hill 2 seconds back off of that here. Looks like Paul Cooper deciding to let the leaders go there. Good job by him to get up out of the way there of that 8 of Adam Gilliland. So he will put himself down now 1 lap, and that'll leave 19 cars left on the lead lap. Just Brandon Cretin in the 2 will be next up on the list for that 8 of Adam Gilliland to get around here. Tommy Ryan, he's looking pretty good, but he's got a battle right now for that 4 spot. J.D. Laird now to the inside, looking to take that over here, as they got Alan Elwood right behind them as well, as it looks like the 20 of Chad Coleman having some issues right there. He goes to the high side there and lets those leaders go by as well. So he's just trying to hang on to this one, sitting 26th right now, and he lets the 2 leaders go by him that time. But like I was talking about, Tommy Ryan, J.D. Laird battling for that position. Tommy Ryan was able to hang on to that. Caution, though, on the speedway here. I believe for the 6th time here tonight. It looks like the 38 of Justin Weaver, the cause of this one here in turns number 3 and 4. He sits high up on the racetrack currently right now. Oh! Looks like the 9 got into him a little late there. As the replay goes up on your screen, we can document what happened to that 38 of Justin Weaver. And it looks like the 10 just checked up, getting on a quarter entry there, and the 38 kind of came out of nowhere. It looked like the 10 having some problems, made contact with the 77, and 38 just had nowhere to go once the 10 had already started his spin. So caution out for, I believe, what is the sixth time here tonight at Gateway, and we'll let the field catch back up to the pace car here. I'm sure pit road will be a busy place here as we work lap number 62. Tonight's event, it leaves us just inside that 40 lap to go mark when they get the green flag once again. So pit road is open. We'll see if our leaders head down that way. It looks like they are, and a good call for that 4 of Timmy Hill. He stayed out. He led a few laps, and he didn't lose much. Lost 2 positions. Now he'll be on the same playing field as the rest of the field as they all head down pit road.
Yeah, and I think Timmy Hill, the guinea pig, because he was the only one to stay out, I think he's pretty much shown the rest of the field that 2 tires is not going to work tonight, especially on a long run. So should see everybody coming on the pit road should see 4 tires all around. Although that 99 at Tommy Ryan, he's picked up a lot of positions running 2 tires. You know, he maintained. So, 2 tires may work. Not a winning strategy, but it could pick you up, from a top 15 to a top 5.
Yeah, it definitely could have worked so far for that 9. I imagine you'll see him with 4 tires this time, though, as they all work to get service done on their race trucks here on the pit road. And Timmy Hill came in 3rd. Adam Gilland in that 8th spot in that number 8 truck. Looks like somebody took everybody up in the front took 4 tires. How about that 23 of J.D. Laird? Comes out 2nd off of pit road. What a great stop for those guys. He's had a great race truck, fast race truck. Been close to that top 5 all night long here. Started 16th once he made his way around the first couple of cautions. He got himself top 10, then he got himself to the top 5. He's been there ever since. Now, a great pit stop's going to bring him out 2nd.
Yeah, picks up 3 positions on pit road. That's a great job by that pit crew. Going to put that 23 up into that 2nd position, and I just don't think Adam Gillen is going to be beaten here off this restart. The 23 Laird is fast, but I don't think he's got 8 trucks pace there off the restart, but we'll see. We haven't seen J.D. Laird out front all night. Waiting to see some of that speed. And Tommy Ryan in 3rd, it looks like. Yeah, he's running 3rd, and he's overtaking Timmy Hill. So all these guys that took 2 tires and, kind of used a different strategy, he ends up picking up a position here. So he's made that 2-tire strategy work.
Yeah, it definitely has worked. Looks like Adam Benefield in the 83 going to lose out big time. Came in 2nd and right now scored in the 5th spot. So he lost 3 positions. So not a good pit stop for that 83 this time around, at least. He'll have some work to do to get around some of these guys, get back up into that 2nd position. A quick note, the 3 and the 2 have decided to pull it down behind the wall here and call it a night. That's the 3 of Stephen O'Rourke, the 2 of Brandon Cretin. We saw Cretin in that 2 run up front. He had a top 10 qualifying effort in that 10th spot and was able to get up into around that top 5 area there about halfway through this first half of the race. And then from that on, the tires just wore out. He started to fall back, and the trouble just ensued for that 2 truck. So they have pulled it behind the wall, and they have called it a night here tonight at Gateway Motorsports Park. We'll take another quick commercial. You're watching the ASCORS SegPay Truck Series right here on LSRTV and iRacing Live. We'll be back in just a moment. We're back here at Gateway Motorsports Park, and we get set to get the green flag back underway. And when we take that green flag, we'll have 40 laps to go here at Gateway. And first 65, it took a little while for the first 30, but the last 30 has gone by pretty quickly here. The guys seem to be settled in and gotten the hang of this racetrack, the downshift and stuff. We should see some great stuff here on this restart now that everybody's on the 4 tires. And we'll see what these guys can do. The 34 of Matt Busa. Good job by him and his crew all night long from 27th, not taking the qualifying effort, up to that 7th spot here for the restart. So good job by that 34 of Matt Busa. We saw him slip up one time earlier on off a turn in turns 1 and 2, but he was able to collect it back up and now raced his way up inside the top 10. Green flag, back out, and leader Adam Gilliland chose the outside lane on this restart and might give the advantage to that 23 truck. He's been pretty strong in 1 and 2 here all night long, and we'll see what he can do right here. Look at that, dives it right into the corner there. We'll try to take over that top spot. Gets a little tight off of 2 though, and going to leave the door wide open now for that 8 truck, Adam Gilliland. Here comes a 4, Timmy Hill. They run 3 wide. We'll settle down now to 2 wide here going into turn number 3. Close call with a 99 to Tommy Ryan right there, but look at that 4 truck. Pretty fast with 4 tires. He's not letting that 8 get away.
Yeah, it looks like Tommy, he got out of the gas to avoid the 23, and the 5 of Elwood just kind of snuck in there. So, Elwood takes advantage of it and picks up 2 positions. But, yeah, Timmy Hill to the back bumper of that 8 for, I don't get tired of saying that sentence because you get these 2 out front, they put on one whale of a show. You can include the 55 of Brian Schoenberg in that, but unfortunately not in the race anymore. Ended up taking some damage after he pitted. Yeah, that was the danger of, guys just pitting early, pitting by himself because he was back there in that big pack, and that was whenever we were having the little shifting trouble. Oh, we got one car spinning on the apron or down the inside wall. It's like one car hit it. It's like Rich Jetty in the number 7 machine spun it coming off of turn number 4, Andy.
Yeah, he did. Able to gather it up, though, and get back out on the racetrack. We'll stay green flag racing, and why not? Look at the battle for the lead right now. Timmy Hill is right there on the back bumper of that 8 of Adam Gilliland. We've documented what these guys have done after missing a couple of races early in their season and what they've done over the past few weeks and just knocking off these top 5s, knocking off some wins, some second-place finishes, and these guys putting themselves in contention for this championship here as we go on board with that 4 of Timmy Hill as he tries to chase down that 8 of Adam Gilliland for that race lead. And both of those guys better not look back because Alan Elwood in that 5 has really come alive as well. Started 20th tonight. He's up to that 3rd spot, and he's looking pretty sporty.
Oh, yeah, he's one of the slower qualifiers. I believe he was sandbagging because he wanted to stay back there because with the speed he's running, he qualified almost half a second off the pole. So he either, he needed some practice during the race to get his driving style under control, or he just really didn't want to start up front. But either way, he's running 3rd now, and he's coming after that for Timmy Hill and the 8 of Adam Gilliland. Timmy's still not able to make a move on Adam for that lead, but Andy, I got a feeling it's coming here in just a few laps, and they better hurry up because look at who's coming. That 83 of Adam Benefield, a little slow pit stop by that pit crew. Apparently, according to the crew chief, no more Krispy Kreme donuts for that 83 crew because they were a little bit sluggish on the pit stop, but the driver is no slouch. He's coming up through the field now again.
No slouch, a little sluggish as well. Let's document the 23 of J.D. Laird. Restarted on the inside of the front row on this start. Across the start and finish line that time. Going to be shown in 7th now, so he's lost a few positions here since the restart. And to be exact, he's lost about 5 positions now. So J.D. Laird falling back currently right now. Even with the fresh tires, Mitchell Hunt and Matt Busa were able to get around him that last lap there. So that moves that 34 now to the top 5 position. Restarted 7th on this most recent restart here. So that 34 looking pretty strong as well here tonight and making his way up through the field. And why not at this point of the race? We get closing in on the end of this one. Closing in on 30 laps to go here in just a bit. So that 34 is looking strong as well here late in the go. And fell back a little bit, the 4 of Timmy Hill, but starting to reel back in that race leader of Adam Gilliland. Now the lead is only about a truck length now as they head back to 3.
Yeah, he was to that back bumper a couple laps ago, fell back. Now he's pulling back in. One car that fell back now was Alan Elwood. I guess he wore out his stuff just a little bit trying to catch those 2 leaders. Now he's falling into the clutches of that 83 of Adam Benefield, but that's still a good fight there for that lead. They're not able to get side by side just yet, but before Timmy Hill can get to the back bumper of that 8, I don't think he's going to be too nice about getting around him because hard to pass here. You may see the 2 Toyotas end up matching bumpers going into turn number 3 or turn number 1.
If we see a little yellow paint on that white Toyota of Timmy Hill, we'll know why here as they work their way through 3 and 4. Now the gap closed about half a truck length now as they exit turn number 4, and it really looks like that that 4 truck really strong on entry, right in the entry into the center, but then that 8 really gets the run off the corner, and that's what's been able to keep him up in that top spot, at least for the time being right now, as we work lap number 74. The top 7, though, pretty strong contenders when you talk about the names we see right now up there. Mitchell Hunt, Matt Boos, you see Benefield, Timmy Hill, Adam Gilliland, all peak antifreeze drivers. So all these guys, the cream always rises to the top typically when you come to these racetracks, and you see those big names you see all the time on the sim racing, and they're getting it done once again here, having a good run at Gateway Motorsports Park. Battle for the lead, it's still right there, about a half a truck length. Here's Adam Gilliland trying to do everything he can to keep that 4 behind him. It looks like that 4 Timmy Hill, though, nice job through 1 and 2 that time, and be able to stay right there on that back bumper. Just can't quite get exactly what he needs to at least get the nose to the inside on him right now.
Yeah, Timmy, at least through turn number 1 there, he's using a little bit of a wider entry. He's having to change his line since he's caught 8 of Adam Gilliland. That was his mistake last time. He kind of just tried to run the same line, ended up falling back when the 8 kind of adjusted himself. And now Timmy, let's see if he does the same thing going into turn number 1, because it worked last time. Yeah, it looks like he's going to pull a little bit high, and then once he gets it slowed down, he's going to diamond it down just a little bit, maintaining in that high lane. It looks like he lost a little bit there coming off of turn number 2, Andy. So the same thing you were talking about, that 8, he's just good coming off the corner.
Yeah, he is. He's been showing that here all night long so far. Leading a bunch of laps here in the late going here. We're at that 30 to go, 29 this time by. Pretty good battle right now, the 71. And Mitchell Hunt, Matt Busa going at it for that 5th spot. Mitchell Hunt able to get to the inside. Not quite have him clear just yet down the front straightaway. Looks like you might be able to clear him going down into turn number 1, but we'll move that 71 now up to the 5th spot. So the 15th, both those guys, 17th and 27th on the starting grid, now up inside battling for that top 5 spot. Almost made contact there off the exit of turn number 2. The 71 almost slid up into and take the nose off of that 34, but those guys will settle it out now and get single file as all those two continue to try to chase down Adam Benefield, who lost 3 spots on that pit stop that last time. He was able to gain 1 back here. It was J.D. Laird who had fallen back to 7th currently on the thing on the grid, where he has stabilized right now, at least for the time being. So from 2nd to 7th for that 23 machine on this restart here. Matt Boosa a little loose off turn number 2 right there. He's right there on the back bumper, looking to take back that position from Mitchell Hunt, but just a little bit loose off the corner. He'll have to settle back down and try once more.
Looking back up front, looks like some lap traffic for the first time tonight. Looks like that 38 lets everybody go there on that outside lane. Good job by him. That's the 38 of
Justin Weaver.
Justin Weaver, yeah. Justin Weaver in that GameStop machine. Hey, I take a couple of weeks off from this series. I forget everybody. I'm used to everybody else. But it looks like he's maintaining his line on the outside. Yeah, it looks like he's going to maintain that line there on the outside, let the 5 go, and now he's going to let 83 Adam Benefield go. I thought that was going to give an opportunity for Timmy Hill to kind of get in there, because the 38 was running that same line as the leaders, but he ends up getting out of the way, so no change for position, or at least in the timing. So it's going to maintain the same way. But yeah, Mitchell Hunt and Matt Busa, good battle. It's kind of diffused. Andy, going back one more position, back that 23 of J.D. Laird, I cannot believe how much he fell back off in the start, how fast he was coming up through the field. Now he's falling back to 7th from 2nd.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We've documented how we fell back, started 2nd to 7th, and on this restart here, and we talked about how quickly he made his way through the field, got into the top 10 rather quickly, made his way up to the top 5, but seems to have stabilized at least for the time being right now. But he's pushing there, sitting in 2nd in the point standings right now. He's ahead just only 2 positions right now over Bentley Glazer, who was the points leader coming into the night. Currently runs in that 9th spot, looking for another spot as he battles Jake Simmons now for that 8th spot here, and those guys do it as they head back to turn 3.
So that 4, Timmy Hill, got a little bit loose there for that 2nd position. He lit up the racetrack just a little bit as they were encountering some lap traffic, but he keeps it under control. Loses some time to that 8 of Adam Gilliland, so that lead, that battle that really wasn't a battle, it's starting to fuse, Andy, because that 4 just can't get to the back bumper of him.
And getting there is one thing. Making the pass is a total different thing. As we look back to that battle for that 8th spot, Jake Simmons in the 03 has it. Bentley Glazer, a points leader, he's looking to take it away now off of turn number 2, and Pretty good run right there. They both look evenly matched in turns 1 and 2. We'll see if Bentley Glazer can get it done in 3 and 4 as they head down into turn number 3. They got to look out. Doy Woods in that 91 looking pretty strong as well. Started 13th. He's right now in that 10th spot. He's looking to take something away from these guys as they battle off turn 4.
Yeah, coming off of turn 4 to lap number 83 now on the lap 83. That 03 and the 36 still going at it. Doy Woods back there in that number 91. He's looking to capitalize. He's running 10th, and for sure he wants to pick up a couple positions to 8th. So let's see what's going to happen. Here comes that 36 down to the bottom, trying to get a run on that 03. It's like he's not to him yet, so he's going to pull back inside as that lap car, the 20 of Chad Coleman, goes to the outside. It's going to get close there on the bottom. Almost some contact there to the 36 in the 03. They're going to keep it relatively clean coming off the corner. He's going to use that run there on the bottom, see what's going to happen here. They'll snake around that 20 machine. That 91 of Doy Woods, though, he's coming. I thought he was going to make a move there on that 36 for 9th, but he ends up keeping it in behind him.
Yeah, that 91, I should say, made a great move there. Able to gain a lot of time right there while they went around the 20 of Chad Coleman. Looking to the inside, though, just in front of him, Bentley Glazer now sticks a nose to the inside of that 03 of Jake Simmons now. That is the battle for 8th. It's side by side now as they exit turn number 4. Looks like it's going to be a drag race for that position as they head to the start-finish line. The complete lap number 84, and that puts us 21 laps left to go here in this event. Our longest green flag run of the night here going right now.
Oh!
They made contact. A little slip-up by Bentley Glazer. It's going to put the 03 up into the wall as they got trouble right in front of them. The 5 of Alan Elwood actually around, so I'm not sure if that reason those guys had the trouble they did right there was because they saw that 5 there spun around the wrong way. As the replay goes up on your screen for that 5 truck of Alan Elwood, who was in that 3rd position here, and it looks like just going into turns 1 and 2, just flat out lost it by himself.
Now, he actually saved it. He goes into turn number 1 and gets loose, and he does a really good job, just a rally move, really, and saves and holds onto it. But then he washes up the racetrack into the marbles, no grip up there. You don't see anybody touching it, so it's dirty up there and ends up spinning around again. It's actually a really good thing is, looking back here at it, looks like the 03 and the 36 get around. It's actually a good thing they had contact, because if they didn't, they may have been side by side and end up crashing into that 5, Andy. So circumstances may have played out for a couple guys.
Yeah, it absolutely did. It's going to leave the door open, though, to pit road here as the leaders all head down the access road. This is the time that the money stop, I guess you would say. We've seen some guys have some great stops. We saw some guys have some bad stops. We mentioned the 83 losing about 3 positions on that last pit stop there as they all play some games there, getting on the pit road. Adam Gillen trying to separate himself just a little bit right there to give him an advantage as they head down pit road. 20 laps to go, make it 19 now as they cross that start-finish line on pit road. So we're going to have a pretty good battle here with under 20 laps to go at Gateway.
Should see 4 tires all around. Let's see what's going to happen here. Adam Gillen pulls into his pit stall. Right sides are going to go up. Let's see. Right side jack goes down. Let's see if the left sides come up. They do. Now we watch the exit of pit road. Oh, EJ O'Rourke in the 41. 41 takes 2 tires, but he's not on the lead lap, so he's going to come out. Yeah, the 91 of Doy Woods, he takes 2 tires, so 91 is going to restart in the lead, Andy.
Yeah, great pit stop by him. Maybe a good call right here. You knew somebody was going to have to try it here, and we saw what the 99 was able to do. Is it enough to keep that 8 and a 4 behind you? Maybe not, but for Doy Woods, it might be an opportunity for him to get a solid, maybe even a podium finish here tonight. So why not, with the laps winding down like they have? Give it a shot. What do you got to lose? He made his way up to the top 10 anyway, and honestly, though, how fast that truck was, I don't think he'll drop outside the top 10 even on this restart in these final laps here tonight. We're going to take our last commercial break. You're watching the ASCORS SegPay Truck Series presented by Garrett Smithley Racing right here on LSRTV, the voice of sim racing. Welcome you back here to Gateway Motorsports Park. How about SegPay? For over 10 years, SegPay has been processing online payment transactions for merchants in all categories. With a specialization in helping retailers process credit card transactions, they are the leader in card-not-present transactions and have strong relationships with acquiring banks and credit card schemes. Learn more at segpay.com. Of course, SegPay, the proud sponsor of the ASCORS Truck Series. We get set to get battle. Hopefully, maybe our last caution, our last restart of the night here coming up on lap number 89. They will complete that. That will leave us just 16 laps left for this race here tonight. Leader Doy Woods, 2-tire stop. As the pace car heads to pit road, he chooses the outside lane now as he waits for that green flag. Look for that 8 of Adam Gilliland to take advantage on this restart here with the fresh tires. Green flag is out. Pretty good jump there on the bottom side. Looks like Timmy Hill wanted to go as well. He gave a shot to the 8 as they head to turn number 1. Quite clear is the 91 as he pushes up the racetrack. He's going to leave that inside lane open. We got a real good battle. 3 wide now for second.
3 wide for second. The 4, Timmy Hill. The 83 of Adam Benefield. The 71 pushing the 83 through the middle. That 91 of Doy Woods on the outside. Looks like the 83 is going to have the advantage. Oh, he's going to end up putting a fender to that 91. It's going to shove Doy Woods up the racetrack. He's going to fall in to at least about the 6th position. That's going to sort out that battle for that second position. Timmy Hill's going to get it. So we're right back where we were. The 8 out front, the 4 in second. The 83 Adam Benefield running in third. And J.D. Laird, after that restart before, now he's up to the top 5 positions and going after 4th. So he's made a good recovery from that last restart. Now coming up to the field once again, but he's not going to get it done on the 71.
No, he's definitely not. He's going to fall back into that 5th position currently. He's got Doy Woods right behind him. Caution out on the speedway once again here. Like a little further back through the field here. We'll try to get you a car number somewhere.
Looks like Chad Coleman. Chad Coleman stops it on the inside of the racetrack on the access road. Could that be it?
It must be. He's on pit road, so he took the virtual tow. So that 20 of Chad Coleman, just where he was on the racetrack. Apparently, that would be a road course section of the racetrack. So if it came to stop there, the sim recognized. I don't know. That's interesting. We're still unclear exactly what that caution was for. We don't see any trucks smoking or anybody sideways on the racetrack, so we apologize for that. But caution nonetheless out right here, and that's gonna set us up for a little 10-lap sprint here for the finish of this one here. Adam Gilliland currently your leader. Doy Woods fell back to that 6th spot on that restart, so something he probably wasn't thinking was going to happen there with that 2-tire call. It seemed everybody was able to keep it up with the 2 tires, especially that 99 of Tommy Ryan. We saw what he was able to do with that. Of course, Tommy Ryan currently shown in the 19th position, so troubles for that 99 here over the course of the race has put him way back in this one here. Top 5, though, currently as they run, they'll stay out that time around for the pace car. Adam Gilliland, Timmy Hill, Adam Benefield, 3rd, Mitchell Hunt in that 4th spot, looking for back-to-back wins. And J.D. Laird in that 5th spot. It was for the 20. It was just all about where he came to a rest there before he took the tow. So caution out once again here tonight. And we'll pace around this one, getting set, though, for about a 10-lap shootout here tonight. This should be fun.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be fun. I expect to see that 4B as about as aggressive as you can be off a restart. Wherever he starts, whether it's going to be the outside or inside lane. But yeah, Andy, one thing I want to talk about, that caution, I guess it is that 20 of Chad Coleman. I guess iRacing, it registers that concrete part of the racetrack as the racing surface. So, they trigger the caution. It's not like he wanted to stop there. It looks like he blew his motor because he was just coasting. So he must have blown his motor and had no other choice but to get down there. And he thought he was going to be safe, but ends up bringing out a caution. No fault from him. I would have thought the same thing. That's where I would have gone.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Look at, can't fault anybody for trying to get out of the way, and he just got out of the way just where he was, and the sim obviously threw out the caution because of where he stopped on the racetrack. So with that said, it doesn't matter. We're still going to have a 10-lap shootout or so here to settle this one here at Gateway. So it's been a kind of an interesting race, a unique racetrack. It's brought some problems to a lot of drivers, and one to mention the 55 of Brian Schoenberg doesn't make many starts. He started on a pole here tonight, He'll finish in that 31st position after coming down pit road early on when nobody else did. Had to make his way through the field, got caught up in an accident, and that obviously set the pace for his night. It retired him early on this one here. Adam Gilliland, though, one of those guys, started in the top 10 and 8th, and he's found himself the lead here about that halfway point. Has that looked back since Gabe, and he's going to be one tough truck to get around here in the closing laps. He's got 2 wins already on the season. Him and Timmy Hill trying to make their way back up through the standings. We've documented that plenty of times over the past few weeks. So we'll see what these guys can do here and see what they can do battling for that race lead and for the win here tonight.
Yeah, for these guys with the race that they missed and the races that they missed and the bad races that they have, it's all about points racing. They're both having a good night here tonight. I mean, Adam Gilliland going for maximum points, I believe. And he's going for maximum points there because I believe he's led the most laps here tonight. But another person, J.D. Laird, he's worked his way up to that 5th position as we documented before. He's having another good points night here, Andy. So that 23 is looking to make up a lot of positions in the standings.
Yeah, he was nine points behind the race leader, or series leader, Bentley Glazer. Bentley currently shown in that 13th spot, so that's about 7 points right there. So that's going to close that gap that much closer here, as long as the 36 at least maintains where he's at. Obviously, Bentley Glazer would love to get another top 10 finish here. Has the opportunity to do it here as they jumble the field back up. 2 by 2 we go. We make our way through turns 3 and 4, and we get set for what could be our final restart of the night. Of course, we have to mention that if we do get a caution within the last 5 laps of the race, that would end the race as well. We won't have the opportunity to get back under the green flag. So there is an opportunity. There is a couple laps, and if something did happen, we could have one more restart. But hopefully this could be the final one. Pace car now to the safety of pit road, and the 8 of Adam Gilliland looks to take the field back to racing here. Exactly 10 laps left to go as they take the green flag and they cross that start-finish line. The complete lap number 95, and that's all it is. 10 short circuits around this racetrack left to get it underway here. Adam Gilliland to the lead. The battle for second, though. It's side by side off of turn number 2. Timmy Hill going to take advantage, though. Looks like he'll clear him. The top 2 now clear. The battle for third rages on.
And Timmy Hill to the back bumper. Expect a move going into turn number 3. Not going to happen. I was expecting a move for the lead there. But yeah, that battle for third there. Mitchell Hunt working his way up through the field yet again on the outside of the 83 of Adam Benefield, but it's not going to happen this time by. It's going to be a drag race down the front straightaway. Closing in on the finish here, Andy, and that threshold, we get a caution. It's not going to happen for us another restart. So these guys are racing to the flag, but they're also racing to that 5 lap to go mark. And,
trouble behind the 7 of Rich Jetty. Caution's not out yet, but he spun around there. There it is. Caution is out. And the 7 of Rich Jetty having some problems getting through turns 1 and 2, and we'll try to get a replay up to you on your screen, but looks like just diving it into the corner there, trying to avoid what was going on in front of him. Looks like Alan Pryor and the 19 of Dalton there were making some contact. The replay goes up on your screen. Made some contact, those 2 guys did, right in front of him. It looks like slowing up for him, and then trying to get back to the gas to make up that time. Just ended up spinning out that number 7 truck, so we're under caution, and this one most definitely would be the give us that one opportunity here, this one last opportunity, I should say, to get one more restart before the end of this.
Andy, that wreck on the 7, that almost looks like one of the shifting problems we saw where a guy just kind of loses it out from under him, because that wasn't like the lazy spins we've seen here, guys just cooking it in too hot and getting it in too hot. That looked very, very sudden, just, kind of popping it out of gear, and it just kind of over-revving and spinning those tires. I think that's what happened.
Yeah, it's actually exactly what it looks like it happened there. Probably got on the brakes hard, like I said, being in third gear, stomped on that gas to try to catch back up to the guys. Maybe eyes wide open thinking, I can get a couple spots here, and just end up spinning himself around right now. So that'll put him towards the tail end of this field right now. It'll actually put him 1 lap down as he looks to get service done to that truck on the pit lane. Pit lane was open. Nobody decided to go down, and it looks like that we'll get this race. Still a lot to be settled, I would say, up front here. You got a 2-time winner in Adam Gilliland making his charge up the point standings over the past few weeks, and he's right there in that top spot. Really hasn't given it away at all since the out the midway point there. Lost it one time or two times maybe off of pit road, but was able to get it back rather quickly. Timmy Hill doing a great job as well, sitting there in second, led some laps here tonight. But how about Mitchell Hunt, last week's winner and also the only other two-time winner so far this season in the Truck Series. Mitchell Hunt not looking for a championship run, but just out here to win races, and he's done that twice already. And now he's got himself in a pretty good position in third now here for this restart to have an opportunity to get that back-to-back win and be also the first three-time winner this season.
All he's going to need is a bad restart from one of these guys, or maybe just both of them, and he's going to be on the inside looking for that win. I mean, all he really needs is these guys to start racing hard and get into each other, which we've seen is pretty easy to do. We've seen it throughout the field. Haven't seen it with the leaders yet, but we're inside 5 laps to go. We won't get another chance to restart it, Andy, so I expect to see the gloves come off.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, you can't even, for a guy like Timmy Hill or Mitchell Hunt, you can't wait. Or even, Adam Benefield, who's done a great job staying up in the top 5 all night long. You can't wait for that last lap pass when you come to a racetrack like this because of that ever-looming caution to end the race. I mean, if you wait to the last lap, we talk about it in super speedway racing as well, that if you wait for that last lap pass, which is always fun, the problem is that if that caution comes out before that, then you don't even get your opportunity. So really, when you're inside that 5 laps to go, you really got to give it your all every single one of those laps. Try to get that spot, because if that caution does come out, then you find yourself on the right side for that here. So hopefully lights come off this time by here. When they cross the start-finish line this time, of course, we will have 5 laps left to go.
Yeah, Andy, before we get going, Green, you were talking about the last lap pass. You really can't wait for it. Not only because of the caution looming over your head, if it could happen, here at a racetrack like this, you really set up your pass about 3 or 4 laps before. So you're going to have to kind of set your pass up. If you get that opportunity, you're going to have to go for it, because you will not get another opportunity to pass somebody, especially here at Gateway, where there's 2 separate entries to a corner. If you get it right one time and that person doesn't, you're going to have to make that move. And it looks like lights are out atop the pace car, Andy, so we're going to get this race restarted. Gilliland's going to choose that outside lane, so he's going to have something to deal with that for Timmy Hill in the inside lane.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, one little slip up by the 8 on this restart when they head back to turns 1 and 2, it will definitely give that opportunity for that 4 to get around him. Also give the opportunity for that 71 Mitchell Hunt, who's been very fast here tonight, to get around him as well. So an interesting call to take that outside lane here on this restart. Of course, he is the control car, so he gets to dictate when they go. But if that 4 or that 71 get a good start, it could spell trouble for that 8 of Adam Gilliland. Hopefully, it's the last caution we see of the night here tonight, and these guys can race it out all the way to the end. 4 laps to go when they get the green flag. It's all or nothing for all these drivers up at the front of the field here. Pace car looks to the safety of pit road for that final time, and off of turn number 4, Adam Gilliland awaits that green flag to drop. And it does. There it is. The green flag does drop, and we're back racing here. The final 4
Timmy Hill
laps
got a good restart.
Yeah, look at that restart. The 4, I was going to mention that. It looked like the 8 might have maybe slipped up just a bit, maybe spun the tires there, but they're going to drag race it now side by side. Look at the run the 8 gets though on the outside, and he's going to take the advantage right there and take that spot as he clears the 4. The battle for second, though, is Benefield now to the outside of Timmy Hill.
He may be clear, but he's still got to deal with him. Here we go, Andy. We're going to have 3 laps to go at the stripe this time. 91 slides up the racetrack. This could be it. Looks like he hangs on to it.
Yeah, great job saving that right now. 3 wide behind these guys. Matt Busa looking to take some positions, as well as the 5 of Elwood. They split the 10 of the 10 car, Richard Beasley. They're able to settle down. Oh, now we get the 4 slips up just ahead. Here comes Mitchell Hunt around him. Here comes Benefield around him as well. So Timmy Hill losing some spots. Here comes J.D. Laird for 4th.
Timmy Hill goes from second in a position to try and get the win to going outside, or almost outside the top 5, and that's going to leave Adam Gilliland to lead this race here with 2 laps to go here at Gateway. He has no challengers behind him. The 71 of Mitchell Hunt right behind him, that 71 machine. He's trying to get it done, but it's not going to happen, I don't think, Andy.
Well, he's got the opportunity to do it. 2 more laps left to do it, though. He closed the gap quite a bit there in turns 1 and 2. They exit turn number 2. Almost gets into the wall right there for Mitchell Hunt. You can tell that driver's out to win races right now, the way he's driving it here. 3 truck lengths now separate them. They enter turn number 3. 71 drives it way down deep inside that corner, closes the gap just a bit right there. It looks like the drive off's going to keep it right now as they cross the start-finish line. A white flag in the air, the final time around this place. And we will not see a caution end this one here tonight. One last chance for that 71 of Mitchell Hunt to get it done. The 8 pushes up a little bit. The gap is closed as they exit turn number 2. Slaps the wall just a bit, about a truck length and a half, maybe 2 as they go back to 3 for the final time. Look at Benefield now in the 83 looking to take over that second spot as well. As the top 3, J.D. Laird, trouble into turn number 3. He's going to push up the racetrack side by side for second, but off of turn number 4. Third time on the season, Adam Gilliland will win at Gateway.
Awesome finish here at Gateway. That's a good win from that 8 of Adam Gilliland. He had to work for it.
Looks like the 71 Mitchell Hunt was able to get that second spot from, or keep that second spot from Adam Benefield. They raced side by side off the corner. J.D. Laird, though, slipped up there coming into turn number 3. That gave Timmy Hill the opportunity to get back one of those positions he had lost, and that'll put him in the 4th spot to finish this one out. J.D. Laird, a solid top 5 finish for him. Bentley Glazer will note, made up 1 spot there. He's up to, looks like he'll finish in the 12th spot. So J.D. Laird will pick up about 7 points here tonight. So a great job by that 23 as well for the points battle that's going on. But how about that 8 truck, Adam Gilliland, for the 3rd time? The first time we have a 3-time winner in the ASCORS SegPay Truck Series this season. He gets it done at Gateway. Great job by him as he burns it down here on the front stretch.
Oh, yeah, it's a well-deserved burnout here on the front straightaway. How disheartening for that Ford, Timmy Hill, going from 2nd to 5th in a lap. In a position to win the race, or at least to try and take advantage of a slip-up from the 8 of Adam Gilliland, or put the bumper to him to have a no shot at it. That's so unfortunate for that Ford machine of Timmy Hill.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The LSRTV post-race show, though, coming up. We'll talk to our top 3 finishers. Talk to them along with your full field rundown. We'll do that right after this. This is the ASCORS SegPay Truck Series right here on iRacing Live.
Since 2010, the highest echelon of sim racing competition has focused on NASCAR and Grand Prix racing. 50 of the best drivers in the world doing battle for championship glory. Each man for himself, and even though there may be teammates on track, each driver is in command of his own destiny. Until now. 2016 sees the start of a new era in World Championship competition, with team racing getting its chance in the spotlight. No longer can one driver rule supreme, but you must rely on those with whom you share a car, a setup, a strategy. Endurance racing can be very different to other forms of motorsports, with races in this series lasting either 3 or 6 hours. Teams of 2 or 3 drivers, perhaps on opposite sides of the world, will share seat time, each having to collectively work towards one common goal. Crash out, and it's not just you who you let down. Officially sanctioned by SRO, it will be teams of drivers who will go head to head, car to car, rival to rival in the pursuit of a championship. And there's over $25,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs. Some of the world's biggest sim racing teams are represented. There's also a group of teams who haven't seen this stage before, who want to make their mark and say we can hang with the best. The team racing revolution is here. It's loud, it's exciting, and it lives on iRacing Live, starting April 23rd.
We welcome you back here to Gateway Motorsports Park. We just concluded the ASCORS SegPay Truck Series, 130 miles, 105 laps. Pretty good race there. Saw Adam Gillen pick up the win here. Right now, though, we'll go through our full field rundown. We just mentioned Adam Gillen. How about Mitchell Hunt coming home from 17th starting spot to second here on the night? Adam Benefiel finishes third. Fourth goes to Timmy Hill. Fifth goes to J.D. Laird. Alan Elwood will finish in the 6th spot. 7th goes to Jake Simmons. Richard Beasley will finish 8th. 9th goes to the 34 of Matt Busa. And Alan Cryer in the 16 will finish 10th.
Louis Calderon in the 72 will come home in 11th. I believe he had an EOL to start the race, so he's going to recover really well. 36 of Bentley Glazer comes home in 12th. We saw him fighting for some positions inside the top 10, but he comes home just outside the top 10. Tyler Tucker in the 77 comes home in 13th. Tyler King in that number 12 machine comes home in 14th. Doy Woods in 15th. John Wilco comes home in 16th. Tyler Dalton in 17th. Nicholas Cooper in 18th. 19th. 1 lap down is going to go to Justin Weaver. 9 laps down. These are the rest of the guys who could not get it done tonight. Just had a really tough night here at Gateway. Rich Jetty comes home in 20th.
21st goes to the 99 of Tommy Ryan. Chad Coleman will finish 22nd. 23rd to Cody Welker. E.G. O'Rourke will finish 24th. 25th is Stephen O'Rourke. Brandon Creighton will finish in the 26th spot. 27th to Justin Fuller. Davey Scoble will finish 28th, 29th to Paul Fugate. 30th will be David Krikorian.
31st of Brian Schoenberg ended up coming home, started on the pole, but ends up coming home in the 31st position. Dwight Beverly in the 02 comes home in 32nd. Kenny Baum Jr., your first retirement of the race, comes home in 33rd, 102 laps down. He was scheduled to start the race, but ended up dropping out. The 44 of Logan Clampett comes home in 34th, did not participate in the race tonight. That's your full field of 34 drivers, and I believe, Andy, you've caught up with the first one of them. It's going to be that 8 of Adam Gillen down there in Victory Lane.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, down here in Victory Lane. And for the 3rd time this season, he finds his way to Victory Lane after missing race number 1. Adam Gillen, congratulations. 3rd win on the season. Been a couple weeks, but you're back here in Victory Lane.
Yeah, it feels pretty good. Had an off week last week in Iowa. Actually, didn't really have an off week. Had a shot at getting the win there as well, but messed it up on a late pit stop, getting the speeding penalty. It was nice to rebound tonight and rectify last week's misfortunes and get 3rd win tonight.
Yeah, you talk about your charge up through the standings, missing that first race, and what you've been able to do the last few weeks. We've documented that quite a bit here over the last several races. You led 55 laps here tonight, started inside the top 10 there in 8th, and you were able to get the job done, and maximum points for you. So another good points night as well, but on top of the win. But it's got to be pretty exciting as you watch your way, as you climb your way back through the field here and through the standings to get yourself up there in contention before this thing's all over.
Definitely. Gateway isn't one of my stronger tracks, so I was a little bit worried going into tonight about how the performance would be and how to maintain the points lead or the gap, as you would say. But fortunately, when I got in the race, was able to adapt a little bit better in practice and qualifying. Struggled, wouldn't say struggled, but was only about an 8th to 10th place truck in practice and Q. And running the first part of the race, I was able to learn running behind some of the faster trucks like Brian and Justin and Adam about how to drive the truck around this racetrack, and was able to, like I said, learn some stuff, and it helped me over the course of the 105 lap race.
Now, we know a bunch of the guys were talking about shifting at both ends of the racetrack. Was that something you had to do to keep pace with these guys up front, or was that something that just did it feel comfortable for you, I guess? It looked like some of the guys having some problems with that.
It never really feels comfortable shifting at an oval. Unless the only track I think we should be shifting at is maybe like a Pocono, where they actually do in real life. There's I don't really like shifting at ovals. Personally, wish we'd had a little bit higher gear, but that's just the product of Gateway with how slow, tight some of these corners are, especially turn 1 and 2. It lends itself to the shifting and getting the car tuned up for off the corner because it gets so bogged down with the slow center speed. So yeah, definitely the faster way to go was shifting in both 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. But I wouldn't say it was more comfortable because you still had to match RPMs, and if you shifted a little too early, you'd get a little bit sideways on entry, and if you shifted too late, the guys behind you would tear you up on exit.
Well, a lot goes into it, I guess, when you come to a place like this. You talk about having to shift and watch your RPMs, and then on top of that, keep an eye on those guys that were chasing you down there. It looked like the 4, Timmy Hill. It looked like for a little bit there he might have had something for you, but it looked like you were just too strong on corner exit for that 4 to really even make a challenge really for that race lead there late in the going.
I think Timmy was actually a little bit better than me, but with how tough it is to pass, and especially with shifting, it's hard to get a run. It's like almost having a restrictor plate on the exit of the corner, so it's hard to get a run on the guy in front. So I think that was the only way I was able to hold off Timmy. If he'd have got the lead via pit stop or me spinning the tires having a really bad restart, I think he'd have been able to hold on. But yeah, it was just very, very much a track position race. Mitchell was Mr. Where Did He Come From again this week. I didn't even see him the first 3/4 of the race, and their last 25 laps he was contended for the win. So that's pretty cool of him to make a lane charge like that. And like I said, Adam was there all race. So just very fortunate to have a lot of outside lane restarts, very similar to Bristol in the Cup Series a few weeks ago in real life, where the outside was the way to go on the restart. So I was very fortunate to have a lot of those and get out of here with a W.
What it's all about when you miss the first race of the season and you want to climb up in the standings. You got to get these wins. You got to get these top 5 finishes week in and week out, and you've been able to do that now with your 3rd win on the season. 27 points out was what it was coming into the night. You'll make up quite a bit of ground on that 3rd place driver. You'll probably see yourself in that 3rd spot, but you're definitely closing in on these guys as you continue to finish ahead of them in the standings. So as we look on to the next race, as we start to close in on the end of this season, we head to, of course, Kentucky, kind of an interesting racetrack, a rough racetrack as well, but a mile and a half. So a little bit, we get out of these short track races here. We get back to a mile and a half next week.
Yeah, we had a strong run at Texas last time we went to a mile and a half. That was a pretty strong performance. So hopefully we can repeat that effort at Kentucky. I've had some great success there in the Cup car and in the truck. So like I said, hopefully we can back up that performance and hopefully get win number 4 on the season.
Well, that's what it's all about. Congratulations again, Adam. Sponsors, shout-outs, helps you get that A-truck up to victory lane.
Yeah, same thing this week. Just got to thank Mercer and Gary Mercer Trucking for all the support they give to me on the NASCAR Pecan and Free Series side. Without them, it'd be not as fun and not as enjoyable to represent a great company like them. Also got to thank Trey Edson for painting the cars, all the guys at Aftermath Motorsports. Got a great group of guys that we hang out with and have a lot of fun. And Brian and JD, they're doing a great job with this league. And obviously got to thank you guys again for all you're doing to show the fans how great of a league this really is.
We appreciate that. Congratulations again. We'll see you next week as you continue your charge at Kentucky.
All right. Thanks, guys.
There you have it. Our winner on the night led 55 laps, most laps led, tops of the, maximum points. That's what it's all about. That's what he did. He was able to do that. He'll obviously, when the points in the standings reset after this race, he'll find himself that much closer to the top of the board. But with that said, I'm going to send it down pit road. Gabe's has caught up with our second place finisher, Mitchell Hunt.
Yeah, down here on pit road, he just climbed out of that number 71 machine, and Adam Gilliland gave you a nickname. I guess you're becoming Mr. Where Did He Come From, because you ended up starting in the 17th position, rode around there for a little while, but ended up making your way up to second. It's got to feel good to work your way up here toward the end, Mitchell.
Yeah, we were pretty much in and around everything that could, or that pretty much happened throughout the race. A lot of close calls. I think halfway in there when I self-spun off at 2, that really put us back, and I was kind of just hoping for a caution that we finally got. And that's kind of when I had to start making some moves.
Yeah, we saw you the first couple laps. It was that first caution, I believe, on lap 3 or 4. We saw you duck it down on the grass and do a little bit of rally cross there on the infield, trying to get around that wreck. That had to be pretty fun.
Yeah, I don't. I hit the 19 truck. I guess I don't know what happened going down into 3. I thought I gave him plenty of room, and I don't know if he just went to downshift and downshifted too early and just kind of hopped the rear tires or what. But he got sideways in front of us, and then we just cranked it hard left into the grass, and we had a few close calls like that.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you, were you having the problem with shifting too early and kind of the revs getting high and, hopping the rear tires, or do you have it in control all night? Because we saw a lot of drivers around you ended up having that problem, and it cost them some finishes. How was shifting down from 4th to 3rd for you tonight?
It was all right. I never had any problems. I think there was a couple times where I would slide it a little bit, but nothing crazy. I never got to the point where I was hopping the rear tires or uncontrollable. It looked like a bunch of guys it seemed like they were doing that, just downshifting too early and kicking the rear end out.
All right, Mitchell, Adam called you Mr. Where Did He Come From, because you got up to second there. We thought you were going to run him down there. You dove it off into turn number 3 on the last lap. I thought you were just going to dive bomb it in there, but you played it safe and ended up coming home in second. Do you think if you had a couple more laps, you could have got to him?
Oh, I definitely think I could have gotten to him if we had a couple more laps. I wasn't too good on the first 5-10 lap runs. I think during that middle portion of the run, after I self-spun, we had a good 15-20 lap run, I think it was. I was running down the leaders a good 10th a lap or so. So I think if we had something like that at the end, it would have definitely been a lot more entertaining.
It was entertaining nonetheless. Mitchell, who gets it done on that number 71 machine?
We don't have any sponsors. Just thank you guys for doing the broadcast every week here in the Cup Series, and then all the guys at ASCORS. Again, I just do this for fun. So racing here is pretty much, it fulfills that and then some. Each race it's never dull. So thank you guys.
Yeah, we've seen you run that blank truck all season. Everybody watching LSRTV, let's change that. Let's put a logo on the hood of that number 71 Mitchell. Congratulations on your second place finish tonight here, bud. And I believe, Andy, you've caught up with Adam Benefield in that 83.
Yep, I dried off just a little bit here down from Victory Lane, and I've caught up with the driver of the number 83, and that, of course, is Adam Benefield. And Adam, congratulations, back-to-back third-place finishes. You're right there, almost there. Just a couple more spots. You got to get around that 8 and that 8 truck's just been flat out awesome the last few weeks. But great run for you here tonight, qualifying up in the 3rd spot and able to come home 3rd.
Yeah, we'll screw up one week and end up winning, but until then, racing with these guys, kind of being a nobody compared to some of the big names that you see every other Tuesday night. Racing in the Peak Series, we'll take the thirds, we'll take the podiums, and we'll keep learning and keep chipping away, and hopefully we'll get the W one day. If not, then we'll still live without it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Obviously, finishing up in the front of the field, eventually those wins will come to you. But talk about a racetrack, I guess it would take a little while to get used to a place like this. We don't typically see it too often in a lot of leagues or even on the official side, only a couple times, maybe a year. But this racetrack kind of unique in itself. Actually, to be fast, you got to shift. And How was that for you tonight? Was it easy? Was it hard trying to keep those RPMs where they need to be, and so you didn't spin out? We saw a lot of trouble with some other guys further back in the field.
No, I wouldn't say it was, that hard. This is one of my favorite tracks on iRacing. And, having Taylor Hurst on top of the pit box and kind of coaching me throughout the race, it was pretty good. We, therefore, 3/4 of the race, we didn't even shift through 3 and 4. We was banking on a long green run, the trend in this series, so we only shifted through 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4 we're just trying to save the tires and hopefully be there at the end. And the couple of green runs we did get, it paid off. You starting to see it. I know when I got in the second after restarting fifth, I was able to get the second and then close the gap down on Adam, and then a caution would come out, and I don't know, we didn't have the luck to start on the outside, I think, besides like twice tonight. And every time we was having to do something crazy, like going to the middle of 3 wide situations and everything. So the one shot we had up there running with Adam, we was closing the gap. I don't know if I could have got by him, but it would have been a hell of a finish, hell of a run.
Well, it absolutely would have been, but you got yourself a couple back-to-back third-place finishes here over the last couple of weeks. We head to Kentucky next week, get out of these short tracks to 1.5 miles. Does that better suit you? You looking for a good run next week?
Yeah, Kentucky, that's a good track for me. Taylor, he's pretty sporty around that place, so he can work with me, give me some tips, and we'll get the 83 Roll Speed Dynamics truck. We'll get it up there, get it running. Just got to stay positive and hope for the best.
You're absolutely right about that. Well, we know you mentioned your sponsor, but heck, it's that time. Shout outs, anybody else you want to mention, and for your great third place finish here tonight?
Yeah, well, even though it's a third and it's not a win, I'd like to give this run to one of my good friends, Jamie Sorensen. He was he didn't get the sim race. He loved it. He was all about it, and he was all about racing. But he passed away this past Friday in a motorcycle accident. But we give this run to him, and the rest of the season in this truck and in the cups. We're gonna be running for Jamie, and try to do him proud. But Roll Speed Dynamics, great supporters. Great friends. Everybody at APC, they come in and they help me and Bentley as much as they can. Taylor, he's always coaching us throughout the race and making us better, getting us ready to try to make that run for pro. And you guys are putting on, a great broadcast. It's top notch. I should be doing it in real life, by the way. I mean, it's pretty daggum good. But Brian Schoenberg and JD Laird and all the admins, I mean, they've put together probably the best league on iRacing, in my opinion. I mean, they really put their heads together, and they're giving back to the drivers that run this league, and it's really cool to see that. In drivers meeting tonight, we got some exciting things coming to this league, and I can't wait. And everybody that's watching, if you can get in, I get in, because it's definitely worth it, and worth the money. And it's just a great league with some of the best drivers on iRacing. You learn so much, and you get some good racing in at a time. I mean, this is the third place finish, but I'm sweating at the end of it and driving my heart out, trying to get third, and it's fun. I love this league.
Well, I think you hit it right on the nail right there. When you can work that hard for a third place finish, that's definitely that much more rewarding as well. Congratulations, Adam, on another third place finish here, back-to-back weeks for you. And we'll see you next week at Kentucky.
All right, guys. Thanks.
There you have it, our third place finisher here tonight, and a great race. Took a little slow, sluggish start, I would call it, I guess, with a couple of cautions, guys trying to get used to the shifting through the gears. But obviously, we talked to those top three finishers, and to them, the shifting wasn't so bad. They found it, I guess, pretty easy, and I guess that's why they finished 1, 2, 3 tonight.
Yeah, they could stand it, but from what some of these guys said, they didn't like it. So a little bit of higher gear maybe would have alleviated that. But yeah, they got used to it pretty quickly. Got in for practice early and started getting used to the shifting, getting that rev right. Some of the guys just couldn't hang on to it, and that's where we saw these cautions. But they figured it out later in the race. We didn't see that problem crop up again until the end of it. So very adaptive drivers in this series. That's one thing I take away.
Oh, absolutely, and we Adam touched on it right there as well. Just the crop of drivers that's in this league and the things that are have been done so far in this series and in the Cup Series on Sunday nights. Just phenomenal. It's great racing each and every week. Lots of green flag racing, lots of great battles all over the place, and especially these Truck Series. It's just been awesome with the battle we got for the championship. How close it is, even after 9 races here this evening. It's just a great thing for the league. And like he said, hey, if you're interested in a great league to join, and how hard these guys. I mean, we could even, if we talk to some of the guys that finished just inside the top 10, I'm sure they'd be in the same position of how hard they worked for that spot. So it just shows you how competitive this series is, and of course the Truck Series. So for more on these guys and any of this racing, to get signed up, get to ASCORSRacing.com, and we'd like to thank Brian Schoenberg and DJ Lyon and everybody involved with the ASCORS series and league, I should say, including the trucks and their Xfinity cars they run on Friday nights as well too. So if there's 3 leagues to get involved in, then why not get signed up today and join in on the fun. And of course, we can't forget all our friends that help make it happen week in and week out. SegPay. For over 10 years, SegPay has been processing the online payment transactions for merchants in all categories with a specialization in helping retailers process credit card transactions. They're a leader in card not present transactions and have a strong relationships with acquiring banks and credit card schemes. Learn more at SegPay.com. They are the proud sponsor of the ASCOR Truck Series, and of course, Garrett Smithley Racing. They're the proud sponsor of Garrett Smithley and the number 0 JD Motorsports Chevy Camaro. You can see every single week in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. So we head to Kentucky next week right here on LSRTV at 9 p.m. And, of course, you can keep up to date with everything LSRTV over the course of each and every week right on our website at livesimracing.com. Including following us, of course, on Facebook at LiveSimRacing I should say. Of course, this Saturday night, the USR Truck Series has the week off, an unusual week off for the series. They just came off of their All-Star race last Saturday night. So come up in 2 Saturdays from now on the 14th of May, live from Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's, of course, the Coke 300, 200 laps for these drivers at that speedway in the trucks. And if it's anything like we saw last Saturday night for the All-Star race, it's going to be a great one, so don't miss out on that as well. But lots of things coming, lots of things going. We had a great race here tonight, and for all of us at LSRTV and on the broadcast crew here tonight, myself, Andy Kessler, Gabriel Wood, and of course our lovely and talented producer Cisco Scaramuza down in the truck getting it all done down there. We want to thank you all for tuning in here tonight, and we want to thank once again Adam Gilliland for his 3rd victory on the season as he continues his climb to the top of the championships. You've been watching the ASCORS SegPay Truck Series right here on LSRTV and iRacing Live. Until next time, we'll see you. This copyrighted broadcast is presented under the authority of LSRTV, LLC, and iRacing.com Motorsports Simulation and may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form, nor the accounts and descriptions of this event be disseminated in any way without the express written permission of Live Sim Racing TV. LSRTV, of course, would like to thank all of its loyal fans for their continued support, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast.